Hello students, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you 8 latest defense updates. Number 1, HSL offering its kilo refit services to Vietnam. India's state-owned shipbuilding giant Hindustan Shipyard Limited, that is HSL, is actively expanding its footprint in Southeast Asia, particularly targeting nations like Vietnam and the Philippines for defense cooperation. This move aligns with India's broader strategy to position itself as a significant exporter and manufacturer of defense products, leveraging its expertise in shipbuilding and naval engineering. Negotiations are currently in progress with the Vietnam People's Navy for submarine refits, showcasing HSL's capabilities beyond domestic borders. This initiative not only strengthens bilateral defense ties but also underscores HSL's technical prowess in handling complex naval projects. Next, outsourcing Mi-17 helicopter engine to private industry. In a significant step towards enhancing its maintenance capabilities and boosting the domestic aerospace sector, the Indian Air Force has decided to outsource the repair and overhaul, that is ROH, of its Mi-17 V5 helicopter engines to private Indian firms. This move is expected to not only help the IAF keep pace with the maintenance requirements of its growing fleet, but also foster the growth of the aerospace and defense industry in India. The IAF has issued a request for proposal for the overhaul of 50 Mi-17 V5 helicopter engines. The project is open exclusively to Indian firms, which signals a significant push towards self-reliance under India's Make in India initiative. Next, how the Indian Navy's acquisition will shape the TEDBF program. Comment. The Indian Navy's recent agreement to procure 26 Rafale M fighters from France marks a significant step not just in bolstering its naval air fleet, but also in setting a benchmark for the development of indigenous aircraft like the twin-engine deck-based fighter. This deal, valued at approximately $7 billion, provides a unique opportunity for the Indian Navy to learn, adapt, and innovate, potentially leading to a domestically developed fighter that could match or even surpass the capabilities of the Rafale M. With the Rafale M, the Indian Navy gains direct exposure to a state-of-the-art carrier-capable fighter jet. This acquisition allows naval aviators to understand the operational nuances of a multi-role maritime fighter, providing insights into what is required in terms of performance, durability, and versatility in Indian combat scenarios. These operational experiences will be invaluable for setting and the performance parameters for the TEDBF. Next, Hermes 900 drone crashes in Porbandar. In an unexpected turn of events, a Hermes 900 drone, locally known as Drishti 10 of HAL, which was in the midst of acceptance trials for the Indian Navy, crashed off the coast of Porbandar, Gujarat. The incident occurred while the drone was being operated by the vendor, Adani Defence and Aerospace, under circumstances where it lost communication, leading to the crash. The Hermes 900 or Drishti 10, as it is designated in India, designed in India, is a medium altitude, long endurance unmanned aerial vehicle manufactured by Adani under a license from Israel's Elbit Systems. This UAV is designed for intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, and has a significant role in enhancing India's maritime and border security capabilities. Next, outlining future for Zorawar light tank after high altitude trials. In a recent statement, Chief of the Army Staff General Upendra Dwivedi has shed light on the next step for the Zorawar light tank following its high altitude trials. These trials, conducted in the challenging terrain of India's northern border, have been pivotal in assessing the tank's performance under extreme conditions. General Dwivedi emphasized that while the tests have been largely successful, the Army has recommended additional improvements and modifications. These suggestions stem from the experiences and data gathered during the trials, aiming to enhance the tank's capabilities for high-altitude combat scenarios, particularly in regions like Ladakh. Next, offering LCA Tejas with BrahMos NG missiles to Indonesia. In a strategic move aimed at expanding its defense exports, India is preparing to officially offer its indigenous light combat aircraft Tejas, armed with the forthcoming BrahMos NG anti-ship missiles, to the Indonesian Air Force. This combination deal is poised to address Indonesia's critical need for enhanced maritime surveillance and defense, given its expansive maritime domain. Next, Pakistan's set for major boost with Tai-Khan production facility. Pakistan's Air Force is on the cusp of a significant enhancement, with advanced discussions underway with Turkey to establish a production facility for the fifth-generation stealth aircraft Tai-Khan within the country. This move signifies a strategic leap in Pakistan's defense capabilities, aiming to produce a local variant of this cutting-edge stealth jet. The initiative comes at a time when Pakistan is also in talks to acquire 40 Shenyang J-35 stealth fighter jets from China, intended to modernize its air fleet by replacing aging F-16s and French Mirage fighters. According to a Turkish media report, the discussions with Turkey extend beyond mere exports, focusing on joint development ventures, including helicopters, which underscores a commitment to deepening defense technology collaboration and industrial partnership. Next, V. Narayanan assumes charge as new ISRO chief, succeeding S. Somnath. V. Narayanan has assumed charge as the chairman of ISRO, replacing S. Somnath, the space agency said. In a statement, the ISRO said Dr. V. Narayanan, distinguished scientist, apex grade, assumed the charge of Secretary, Department of Space, Chairman, Space Commission and Chairman, ISRO on the afternoon of January 13th. Prior to this, Narayanan served as a director of ISRO's Liquid Propulsion System Center, a key facility responsible for the development of propulsion systems for launch vehicles and spacecraft. Thank you.